Today, Entertainment Weekly released some huge bombshells concerning the future of Star Wars and what was planned before even the release of The Force Awakens. And since I promised to keep you up to date with everything Star Wars related, here's what we learned. By far the biggest news to come out of the article was that the film Josh Trank, the director of Fantastic Four and Chronicle, was in fact hired to direct was a Boba Fett film. Apparently the film was just about to be officially announced to the public around a year ago, but they have since delayed it due to various production problems, including the departure of Trank. Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm, also talked about what is planned after the current slate is complete, saying that they could potentially switch over to fully solo Star Wars movies and abandon the trilogy format, but that they are unsure if they will after Episode 9. So that is the big news to come out of the article. Not a lot of information, but it still confirms things we've all likely suspected for years now. I find it intriguing that they did not say that the Boba Fett film was completely off the table, just delayed, but I think that that is the likely option now. The Boba Fett film was apparently pushed back, and I find the much more likely scenario now that Boba will play a major role in the supposed Han Solo trilogy. And honestly, I think I'd be okay with that. A Boba Fett film would have been really cool, but I don't think that we really need one at this point, and he could work very well with Han Solo. As for what I would do if I ruled the world of Star Wars is after Episode 9 backtrack hundreds or even thousands of years in the franchise and maybe explore the First Jedi or when massive wars were waged between the Jedi and the Sith empires. I would love to take a look at the Jedi during a much less stable time when there was real contention between the Order and what they should do. In the prequels, the Jedi had really fallen into a strict routine, and I would like to explore a time when the Order was less established, and the Jedi were still formulating their core values. Explore an era where the Jedi were more emotional and noticeably flawed, and maybe even address why the Jedi would become less so later. Also explore the more brutal era of the Sith, when they were constantly at war not only with the Jedi but one another, and examine the flaws within their order which would later be fixed by Sidious, and ultimately learn why he conquered when those Sith did not. After maybe a trilogy like that, with more anthology films spread in between, then I would go revisit the prospects of an Episode 10. It was a smart move to reintroduce people to a version of Star Wars they are already familiar with timelines and characters they know, but now that Star Wars is back, I see no reason to keep a galaxy so wide and vast limited to a time period already explored. As for the currently unnamed anthology film set to release after Episode 9, I would bet my bottom dollar it's an Obi-Wan film, since I believe it would be very well received, and the stars have all aligned, from actors to fan interest. The comments by Kathleen Kennedy also gave me a lot of peace of mind, because she did confirm that they do have plans for future films past Episode 9 and the anthology film. I do think jumping directly from Episode 9 into Episode 10 could be a mistake though, and that they should take a small break from that story in that time period and maybe go back, or maybe who knows, even far into the future. So I really want to know for this video in particular, what do you think? Are you glad that they scrapped the Boba Fett film, and what do you think they should do after Episode 9? Also, what do you think the last anthology film is? Do you think that they should take a break from that time period, or would you be completely okay with them going directly from 9 into 10? Leave all your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like as it helps the channel out a great deal, and I really appreciate it. If you would like to talk to me directly about Star Wars or anything else, my Twitter is @StupendousWave. Thanks again for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.